At just 19 years of age, Ty Gibbs has already proven he's one of the best drivers in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. He actually served notice to his competitors in his first ever race last year on the Daytona Road Course, when he pulled off an impressive late race move through the dirt and held off Austin Cindric for a surprising trip to victory lane. It's only been up from there. Incredibly, in spot duty last year that included 17 races, Gibbs recorded 3 additional victories after Daytona, or winning a ho-hum 23% of the time he strapped on a helmet. Pretty heady numbers. This year has essentially been much of the same. Through 27 races, Gibbs has scored 5 wins as part of his 17 top 10 finishes. More impressively, he's done it on a variety of tracks, ranging from the new superspeedway in Atlanta to a short track at Richmond to unquestionably one of the biggest victories in his young career at Road America, where he made a veteran move to pass reigning Cup champion Kyle Larson and held him off for the win. That's the good side of Ty Gibbs, the driver and his on-track performance and results. There is, however, another side, one that doesn't always make the best of decisions, and it has reared its ugly head on several occasions this year. Ryan Sieg at Las Vegas, Sam Mayer at Martinsville, where Gibbs didn't like a move by the Junior Motorsports driver, then rammed his number 54 Toyota into the back of Mayer's car before confronting the driver on pit road and throwing the first punch while wearing his helmet. Noah Gragson is also on the list, but the most recent incident occurred earlier this month at Kansas with Gregson's teammate Justin Allgaier when Gibbs didn't like how Allgaier had raced him after making slight contact with the wall, then immediately turned down the track and door slammed the number 7 car.
And then we went back racing, and off before I made contact with Justin, I feel like I hit the wall harder than I did, and I didn't, and I got mad and whipped it down and hit him in the door. And the stupid part is it hurt my car more than it hurt his, and I feel like his car is okay, but they're gonna have to put a door on it when they get back to the shop, and that's just inexcusable for me, and I'm very disappointed in my actions, and I apologize to them. I thought it was worse, honestly, than it was, and a lot watched on TV, it wasn't. So I apologize to Jason, Justin, and Dale, and the whole group, the whole 7 group, and it just can't be doing that stuff, and it was my fault. I just felt like I got hit in the wall harder than I did, and I came back down and hit him, and I can't be doing that.
All of those incidents have come in the Xfinity Series. Gibbs now has 10 Cup races under his belt due to the unfortunate situation with Kurt Busch sitting out after suffering a concussion at Pocono. Interestingly, Gibbs wasn't Denny Hamlin's first choice to replace Busch. Hamlin admitted as much on the Door Bumper Clear podcast.
We didn't know. It was a complete cluster. We didn't know what we were doing. We must have changed the plan 3 times the night before the race because we had protocols to put John Hunter in. We had planned for John Hunter in January. We had him fit in the car. We had his insert, how much he needs to be raised up, the pedals. We had all of our presets. Then, as this happens, I talk to Joe, tell him what's going on, and then, obviously the should we put Ty in the car question comes up, and then we just go back and forth and back and forth. I must have told the people at the track, all right, this is the plan 3 different times, and there was 3 different drivers every time. So it was a very late last minute thing, and we just thought that Ty needed to get some seat time.
Up to this past weekend's race at Texas, Gibbs had stayed out of trouble in Hamlin's 2311 racing car and remained incident-free. As they say about the Lone Star State, things are bigger in Texas. Gibbs went big on Sunday night, not with just 1, but 2 bad decisions. The first one has made headlines all week. In that egregious miscalculation of judgment, Gibbs was coming down pit road when Ty Dillon exited out of his pit box and made accidental contact with the passing number 23 car. In a move eerily similar to what occurred just a few weeks ago at Kansas, Gibbs turned hard left back into the number 42, which then shoved the Petty GMS car to the left where it narrowly missed hitting several Roush Fenway Keselowski pit crew members and NASCAR officials. On Tuesday, NASCAR fined Gibbs $75,000 and docked him 25 points. Unbelievably, that wasn't the only time Gibbs let his emotions get the best of him on Sunday. It also happened with Erik Jones. It would have likely gone unnoticed except that the driver replied to Gibbs' apology on Twitter in the wee hours of Wednesday morning, where he sternly told the young driver, "Don't ever bump me under yellow again." Many on Twitter thought Jones was joking. Then the number 23 in-car camera footage surfaced. Under a caution with yellow lights clearly flashing, Gibbs runs into the back of Jones not once, but twice, eventually passing the car. Jones apparently wasn't joking at all. He was dead serious and understandably unhappy about the move. Jones isn't alone in his unhappiness with Gibbs. America's crew chief Larry McReynolds made it abundantly clear just how much he didn't like the driver's move when he went off on his SiriusXM NASCAR radio show, not only taking aim at the driver, but those who have enabled him by excusing the behavior instead of holding him accountable.
The Ty Gibbs deal, it's like I said yesterday. I think that's a whole lot more serious in my book than what I saw out there on that racetrack with William Byron and Denny Hamlin, because I know we don't live in a what-if world, but when he made that move on Ty Dillon, there were Roush Fenway Keselowski team members on the right side of that car. There were 2 NASCAR officials standing there. And if I hear one more person, one more announcer, one more human being say he's just 19, okay, then don't race Cup. Go back and run Xfinity or go back and run late models till you learn how to carry yourself. I'm not buying that one. You're in the Cup Series. I don't care if you're 9, 19, or 49. You need to know when to and when not to. And pit road with a 3,500-pound race car with people potentially out there is not the place to do it.
McReynolds is America's crew chief for a reason. He said what America has been thinking. Ty Gibbs is a talent. There's no denying that. Yes, he's got great equipment, and he takes that quality ride he's provided each Saturday and combines it with his talent, and it typically produces fruitful results. But all of that talent and equipment will not matter if he continues to make the same old bad decisions and offer the same old tired apologies. At some point, Gibbs will need to receive his comeuppance. Just don't expect it to be announced in a news release from NASCAR, but instead it will be dispensed on the track by those who feel they owe some payback, and the names on that list is getting longer.